Hello.
We are live. Just started. Oh yeah. And you see this ugly mug on the side right there. My hair, you guys, has not grown out well. It has popped up. I'm gonna keep this. My hair is not the best. Hello, people. We're just starting, so I'm gonna check on Twitter first to make sure that the post went out live, and then we'll get started. Yep, it went out live. People are joining. Hey, everyone who's joining, how's it going? Hopefully you're all staying safe during on top of quarantine and curfew and all that. Hopefully you're all doing okay. There's certainly a lot going on right now in the world, but thank you all for joining. Everyone who's about to join in and who is joining in right now. 56 people already off the bat. That's incredible. Hey, everyone. What's going on? I know also if you checked on Twitter, because I didn't post this on YouTube, but I did say on Twitter that we were going to do this at 1 p.m. It's currently 1:30 p.m. So we did have a little bit of prep work to do beforehand, but we're all still set, and we're also going to do a public party on PS4 later on. Right now it's private between me and a few amazing, incredible, sensational Spidey Squad members who are also a part of this live stream that I'm lucky enough to do this for and with. And we are going to make it public so you guys in the chat can come in and talk with us about either, Black Lives Matter or Spider-Man or Avengers or PlayStation, whatever. Because, fun fact, the PlayStation 5 reveal event was supposed to happen today at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time worldwide, and it didn't happen because it got postponed due to the current situation that's going on worldwide. So we thought it would be fun if we could conduct this event not only to just play a game that we all love, but also for a greater cause more than ourselves, to try and bring attention to this, because it is a very important situation that we do find ourselves in, that the world is finding itself in right now. Not even just the USA, because it does, this problem has been a huge problem for eons now, but mainly after the sad passing of George Floyd and all the protests and riots and stuff that has happened, but also mainly the police brutality that has been coming on because of that. We're here to try and bring a little bit of positivity and light to a dark problem and a dark situation, and thanks to all you who are joining and making that happen, because all profits that we make today will be donated directly to the official Black Lives Matter organization, which sadly I'm conducting this live stream on my PS4, so I can't link the description of exactly where the website is just yet. I will add in not just the Black Lives Matter organization, but also a plethora of other organizations that you yourself can donate to if you are inclined, either if it's $1 or couple dollars, no matter what. Just even spreading the word or just saying that Black Lives Matter, I think is more than enough to get the problem out there and tell people why this is a situation that is important and something that does need to be discussed about. So I will link all these organizations and charities and fundraising places in the description of this live stream after it's over. But for right now, I myself am going to donate $100 to the organization after this live stream is over. And you guys, hopefully, if you are inclined to, you can as well. And if you don't, that's also totally fine. I'm not trying to pressure you to do so or anything. But it's also very nice to see you guys here just in the stream advocating for this. And I also have just for myself personally, have a little notebook here to keep track of the donations so we can calculate exactly how much money we donated for the stream. So for right now, I will donate $100 afterwards, but that's neither here nor there. But I also have my boys Franco Greco, Spidey Outcast, and Spidey Skater Boy in the party live with me to be here about this, and hopefully that we can all be here together, because personally, Black lives do matter. And what I think is so cool is that the Spidey Squad as a group is actually pretty darn important, because of how we all band together, and we're all here together because of this amazing character right here, and how he is not identified by the color of his skin, his ethnicity, his race, his gender. It's just that his heroics and the symbolism that Spider-Man as a character identifies with all of us, resonates inside of all of us as a unit, as a solid bond that draws us all to his characteristics. And with great power comes great responsibility. And you head to toe see that none of his skin is showing, meaning that he could be any one of us. He could be you, he could be me, he could be anyone, and that is why it is such an impactful character that we all draw towards. And it is truly a great thing to see a character like Spider-Man give hope to so many people during this time, and that's why I thought it'd be great if we use him and his positivity and his heroics to try and bring a little bit of positivity to a rather dark time, but also because of the wonderful fans that he has with all of you, that makes it so much more impactful and meaningful. So it's very, very great. And, you know, directly coming from Andrew Garfield, even said that same thing during his 2011 Comic-Con, I believe, when he was first about to do the first Spider-Man movie, the Amazing Spider-Man 1, which released in 2012. But during that Comic-Con, you might remember that speech that he himself gave where, you know, he could be anyone. He even brought this up as well during the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Comic-Con panel. Like, he's not identified by his gender, race, ethnicity, anything. Just the characteristics of him himself as a character is what matters most. And that should be for anyone. That's why when we say Black Lives Matter, like what you might have seen online, when people say all lives matter, or, you know, even crazy stuff like white lives matter, that's not the issue here. The issue is that Black lives matter just as much as any other life that is out there. So when we try and say Black lives matter, we're just trying to say that they need to be treated as equal as anyone else would by their appearance, their personality, their own way of life, if they're religious or not, if they're, you know, bisexual, homosexual, anything like that, any, you know, appropriation that you may identify someone with, it just matters of who they are as a person, not judging them for what they look like. So you don't judge a book based on its cover, you judge it by the content that it holds. So that should be exactly what is going on now with these current protests and people peacefully protesting and cops abusing their power and such is just a crazy thing to see, which I've seen all videos, and if you follow me on Twitter, I've retweeted stuff that is involved with this. But that's why we're all here to try and do something positive, and you guys here, just being here is more than enough for the cause. So it is very wonderful to see all you here, and I hope you're doing well during these crazy times. And yeah, I am starting this particular save file of mine is during, I think, like near the third act. I think we're about to go and meet Doc Ock before he actually becomes Doc Ock with the arms. And if my controller moves continuously to the left, it's because my weird PS4 controller is dealing with like controller drift and lag that has been kind of going on for a few weeks now. But yeah, I'll also be reading, you know, comments and stuff as best I can, and also if you guys want me to wear a different suit, I will. But you guys know me, the advanced suit's my favorite Spider-Man costume of all time, so I'm wearing that first. But if, yeah, I also have, you know, my boys Franco and Andrew and Josh here. Hopefully you guys can help me out, keep track, and see if anyone donates. Shout them out, you know, thank them for their donation. Thank you, Ferguson. Shout out to Ferguson. Sir. That is awesome.
We greatly appreciate the donation.
Very much appreciate the donation. I'll try and write that down now, especially since I think a cutscene's coming up. That gives me a perfect time to take down donations. Which, sorry, I didn't start swinging while doing all that. I just want to get that off my chest because it's great to just make the message clear to all you, and everyone's doing okay. Also, shout out to John Bubniak for being a snack. Oh my God, he's amazing.
Celebrate.
I swear, you guys, he looks just as handsome as he does in this game as he does in real life.
Where are the arms?
I know. I can't help it.
Oh, wow.
Honestly.
So cool.
Freaking beast. Thank you again, Ferguson. Just wrote you down to keep track. That means a lot. And yeah, even if you don't, you know, while this cutscene's playing out, even if you guys don't donate, the least you can do when people say like, for example, like, oh, you got to use your white privilege to make sure that this gets more attention. Like, it's not really about that. It's mainly just about speaking out about it, about injustice, and just about doing the right thing. And that's really the main thing that is relevant here, is that if you have a voice, whether it be big or small, and no matter what race you are, or what gender you are, or what ethnicity, as long as you speak out about injustice and unjust conduct from the forces that are supposed to protect us, with that of the, you know, police force, and you make your voice heard with their unjust acts, that is just as impactful as donating to an organization or saying Black Lives Matter. Just speaking out about it, that something is clearly wrong, and you make that relevant is more than enough. So I think that's what matters most. Puzzles as well. I hope you do too, Pricey Gaming. Thank you so much, dude. That's incredible. I think I saw your message on Twitter as well, that you had a different username and you couldn't join in the chat right now or something along those lines, but just thank you again, and we'll definitely try and get more people in the party later on if you're available and stuff. So again, thank you. Pricey Gaming, £2. So I think that's more than $2 in American currency, but that's awesome.
This is worse than I thought.
Wow, thank you all for joining. Hope you're all doing okay during this Thursday afternoon. Yes, it is a Thursday, which is crazy. And it is indeed a Thursday, which I can't believe that's actually the date. For some reason I thought it'd be the weekend or something.
Justin Holland that says Black Lives Matter, I think.
Thank you, Justin Holland.
Thank you so much, Justin. Really appreciate your donating.
Thank you, everyone, again, who just even decides to drop in the stream and do that. It means a lot, so thank you all very much. Totally, yeah, absolutely.
Our boy News to Astonish, he donated $5 saying hashtag Black Lives Matter. It's great that you're doing this. Thank you so much, Evan, and stay safe.
Thank you, News to Astonish, my man. Guys, go check out his channel. We've done collabs in the past, and he's an awesome, awesome guy. He did a recent video about the Avengers project, saying if it will be worth it, and I very much enjoyed that discussion on his channel, so definitely go subscribe to him. He's great.
That discussion was so funny when I popped in chat.
Yeah, Josh and I also were part of a live stream with him, and it was great.
I swear, I felt like I was gonna die.
But it was hilarious, because it's great because you two have two different viewpoints, because I'm in the middle of the game. News to Astonish is a bit more like, we'll wait and see, and then Josh is actually, if you guys don't know, Spidey Skater Boy Josh is very excited for Avengers, so...
I'm cautiously optimistic at this point, but yes, I am excited.
Yes, and it's cool because it's a co-op game. I mean, we can all right now, it would be a great scenario of us, not just, you know, in the party, but you viewers doing a co-op game as Avengers. I mean, that on paper sounds awesome, but it depends on how they go about it.
I'm gonna be the one pleb to just only do single player, because I don't mess with multiplayer games unless it's like Halo, but then Halo's dead now.
Halo is...
because Xbox ruined things.
Man, Microsoft just needs to step up their game. I mean, they need something, I swear.
I guess to kind of shift it back to like what one of the main talking points of the stream is about, because obviously we're also going to be talking about Spider-Man and Avengers, but because I didn't really get to say my piece on this yet.
Right.
As a
that's not right.
With Black Lives Matter, as a biracial, you know, African American and Puerto Rican man myself, I know it's hard to believe I'm a man. You gotta take it as it is.
A beast of a man. Don't let that get you down.
No, but systemic racism has been a problem for decades, and long before that, it was just flat out racism. Before it, you know, for the most part, got phased out. But this is something that just needs to just be eradicated. And although me personally, when it comes to the whole Black Lives Matter movement, I don't particularly participate in it.
Right.
Because, like, I just don't believe in protesting, me personally. The whole act of it, although it's a good thing, because of the people who are in power, it hardly ever affects, like, long-lasting change. That's me personally. But with this, especially how things are turning out, and how a lot of people are kind of analyzing and saying how this might be, like, the 21st century's French Revolution, which I kind of hope it is. I'm standing with it for once, like, wholeheartedly, not just for the simple fact that, oh, I'm a person of color, I have to. This actually is proven to be, like, we actually might see something concrete for once.
Right.
Because everyone from every creed, every nationality, everywhere across, even over in Europe, where this isn't even really an issue nowadays over there. And they're over here like...
But they're protesting as well.
Not really, no. Yeah, they're also protesting on our behalf.
Yeah.
Because they're like, this is fucked. We don't... Oh, my apologies.
Really quick though,
right.
Can you guys in the chat hear the party? Just to make sure. I think you can. But if you can hear Josh talking and everyone else, let me know. I think you can't hear it.
It should be effective.
Yeah,
It should be able
it
to.
should be.
Your inhibitions,
Because
mood.
I know I haven't
And if
live
they
streamed in
can't hear what I'm
ages
saying,
now,
then
but
it sucks.
I definitely think that it I totally agree with you as well, Josh. So yeah, it's crazy because it should just be a yes, good. You guys can hear it, great, perfect. Thank you, and again, thank you to the previous two individuals, News to Astonish and Pricey Gaming, for donating as well. That means a lot. I'm trying to keep track of that while listening and doing the game at once. But thank you all again. But yeah, sorry, Josh, didn't mean to cut you off there.
Oh no, you're fine. I guess also to kind of like go like a bit more into like my thoughts on the matter. In terms of all this police brutality, I guess I'm kind of not the best person to really give my thoughts on this because I kind of have a personal bias towards police. At least where I grew up not really favoring the police over here because they just don't do anything. And not even that they're racist.
And you're in. And do you mind if I say where you are? You're in New Jersey.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In case you guys didn't know, Spidey Scareboy is in New Jersey, and I'm in California. So, and I've seen protests in San Francisco heat up quite a lot on Twitter and stuff. I haven't been there since this is happening, but it's gotten a lot more active.
Over here in my city, we were having protests downtown. On the first day they were peaceful, and then the other day there were riots downtown. I'm like, oh great, that's great. And I have friends over in New York City who were at the protests, and I was kind of nervous because these protests, there's a lot of assholes who take advantage of the situation and want to loot and riot, and there's just some protesters who just get fed up and they're pushed to the point where they have to riot because there are the cops that are taking advantage of people.
Right.
And New York police over there, I'm not surprised that that there's footage of a cop just shoving a woman for no goddamn reason.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And have a seizure. And no wonder why freaking New York citizens hate the police over there.
It's nuts. Surprised. New York's finest, okay. And again, I'm sorry I didn't say it sooner, but quickly, huge thank you to Chris Liu for the $2 donation, saying thanks for the positive message. Hashtag BLM, Black Lives Matter. Thank you, Chris. A huge shout out to Garrett Seilbert. Sabert. I'm sorry if I'm saying the last name wrong. It would be more fitting if you were playing as Miles, maybe next time. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. We'll get there. I think we're getting closer to that part of the story. He's on the phone right now, Miles. And huge shout out to Greg Cornell for a $5 donation. You're a goat, Evan. Thanks again for doing this. Thank you, Greg, for your donation, because that matters just as much. Bro, you are.
So I could produce milk and I could headbutt you with my
hands. Top tier pun. Whoa. 10 out of 10.
I'm proud of you too.
Wow.
10 out of 10 would highly recommend. I'll do it again.
Would highly recommend. Yeah, sorry, I'm just writing down all these names so that way I can give them shout outs online afterwards. $5 to... Hey! My boy Carlos, if you guys don't know, Carlos Escobosa is the initiative. He's incredible.
I have a cousin named Carlos.
Guys, watch him. Go subscribe to the initiative right now. Carlos is incredible, and he does a bunch of amazing Marvel videos. He did recently about the perfect Doctor Strange game, which, fun fact, might be made by Remedy, who are the creators of Alan Wake and Control, which is some of my favorite games. And they, in fact, might be making a solo Doctor Strange game, which would be incredible. Yeah. Okay, so for me, and you guys in the party too, Alan Wake is game of the year. Like, Alan Wake is incredible. I have not played Control yet, but Alan Wake is literally like a masterpiece. It's not a lake, it's an ocean. This is a fact.
Isn't it like a scary game?
Yes, that's why, and I would not recommend, unless you have balls of steel, I would not recommend playing Alan Wake at night. Alan Wake at night is a nightmare waiting to happen. It's intense. But I'm sorry, I just finished writing everyone's names down. Thank you all for the donations, and I'll get your guys' input right now. We're about to do some missions and stuff, because as you guys can see, I'm a Spider-Man fanatic. I've done all the side missions in the city already, so we're just doing the story missions. Is there a certain suit you guys would want me to wear? Because I'm currently just wearing my favorite costume, the advanced suit, but if you guys have suggestions, you can do the Tobey Raimi suit, of course. Got Tom Holland, I think. I'm not sure why these are locked. They shouldn't be locked. I don't know why they are. I think those are the Far From Home suits? I don't know why those are locked. No, they're right there, so I'm not sure why these are locked.
Did you do the DLC on
this account? You know why? I'm not playing this on New Game Plus. That's why, because they're locked.
You got played.
This is a different file. Aha. Raimi, Scarlet, Classic, FFH, Upgraded, and getting a lot. Future Foundation, the Dark Suit, which is canon, by the way, in the universe of the game, because Black Cat.
It's funny, fantastic. I'm playing in that suit right now. I'm over
That's
Spider-Man.
awesome. Something to be... Oh, wait, something to represent, like, Black Suit. I see. Oh, that's a good point. Georgie Mamalasavi. That's something in the black to represent Black Lives Matter. So that's actually a good point.
You could even use...
If I had the anti-ox suit, I would do that.
War suit.
Secret
Wars. You can use a Secret War. Yeah, and you can even double that to say, like, oh, like, to represent Miles in a sense.
Yeah, I've seen the fan edits. People made fan edits of the Secret War suit into what they think the Miles suit could look like in the sequel, which is dope. Which I know nothing about, so don't get on me. I don't know anything about the sequel, please.
You don't? It's like, no.
That's a good point, though. So we'll stick with the dark suit. Black Lives Matter. That's a great point. Shout out to Georgie for that suggestion. And yeah, now we're going to Feast, I believe. Hold on, I got a really quick fix. I don't know what's wrong with my controller. If you guys noticed, it keeps turning to the left. I've seen like videos online on how to fix that, and I think you can even restart your controller if you want to, but it sucks because this is the Spider-Man PS4 Pro Limited Edition controller, and if it gets busted, I'll be so depressed. But if not, I can just try and get a new controller. If anything now, I'll try and get like a Persona 5 controller, because that game, which, yes, anyone watching, play Persona 5 Royal. It's a masterpiece.
Play Hentai the game.
Whoa! Yay! Jack Ireland, my man.
Oh, Jack Ireland, what's good, bro?
Jack Ireland is literally the best. You guys follow him on Twitter and just go support him for being the best. Whew. Let's see. Yeah, we would love to answer any questions you guys may have. And again, this is all supposed to be for fun and for a better cause. So even though Black Lives Matter is important, we also want to just, if you guys have anything to discuss about it, Avengers, Spider-Man, Last of Us, or I guess I should say PlayStation, not really specifically Last of Us. I only bring that up because that's the closest game that's coming out as soon as right now, which I've seen the leaks for, and I'm still kind of hesitant towards. I don't know if
I've seen the leaks. Yeah, I don't understand why everyone's pissed off. I don't understand that.
I don't know. I don't want to spoil it for anyone in the chat who hasn't seen it yet, but I'm just keeping my distance.
No, I'm not going to say anything, but like...
No, I know you weren't. I mean, like, for people in the chat, I'm just encouraging you to not spoil the game if you have seen it. Oh, yeah,
don't spoil it for yourself.
Yeah, that's not cool. Same thing, like, of course, like, I have seen the leaks myself because I got, spoiled on Twitter, but it's not a game I'm, like, gonna be distraught if I get spoiled over. Like, if someone, like, for example, if someone were to spoil Ghost of Tsushima for me, I would not care. Even though I'm excited for it, it's not like, oh, I need to not hear anything about that game. Although, if someone did that for Spider-Man sequel, I'd probably cry and not get on bed for like a solid month, and I wouldn't know what to do with myself. If I catch you crying
over that, I'm gonna beat myself.
That's what so someone said before Spider-Man PS4 came out, they said, oh, look out, Mr. Negative dies. I'm like, I'm gonna hurt someone, but then it turned out it was a red herring because they're like, oh, well, he got injured, and then Brian Intar in a post-interview said, oh, he's missing in action, so he's neither dead nor captured, he's just missing. It's like, okay, so that was a lie to throw me off. And then all of a sudden, Aunt May right here just dies in her deathbed, like...
She hit you with that...
So I wasn't expecting that because the whole time in the back of my head I thought, oh, when's Martin Lee gonna bite the bullet? Is he going now? When is it happening? And then all of a sudden Aunt May starts coughing up blood, and they say that she's not going to make it out of the bed. Like, I was like flipping tables and stuff, you guys. I can't even begin to describe it. So that is what the same feeling someone could have towards The Last of Us Part 2, for example. So if you guys spoiled that experience for someone, that's not really cool. So that just...
Yeah.
Especially if the game is good. That's a huge thing. $10 donation, hold on, $10 donation from the initiative, our man. The money we send is through Super Chat goes to Black Lives Matter, right? Yes, I'm playing Spider-Man PS4
yes,
too.
Does.
Yes, huge, absolutely clarifying factor. And we've done this before with Rady's Children's Hospital and St. Jude's Hospital for the previous live streams we've done for charity, which is great, and those are also other great donation, organizations that you guys have donated to. Yes, Carlos, all money through this live stream donating to the Super Chat. I will post on Twitter later today with a screenshot proving it that we will send all the money directly to Black Lives Matter, the organization. So again, huge shout out to the initiative for $10, and also previously Jack Ireland for how much was it? I forget.
I'm scrolling through right now. I'll find it. Oh no! I don't think he.
Oh, he just said hi.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay, well, thank you, anyways, Jack Ireland, for saying hi. That's amazing.
No, not my coffee. No.
There's a question from the chat.
Of course.
I think that's how you pronounce it. I apologize if I didn't. He asked, who do you think is the main good Spider-Man PS5?
Whew!
Oh,
okay, now again, to clarify, for everyone watching, I know nothing about the sequel. We don't even know if a sequel is happening. I don't know if it's going to be announced later this year or anything. I'm hoping though. But again,
it doesn't happen.
Really quick, if the sequel is somehow announced this year, I don't understand why Marvel would do that, considering how that would literally take all attention away from Avengers. So I don't understand. And granted, they come out later. Exactly. So that's why I'm saying, even though the games release probably like in different years, like Spider-Man 2 will probably release either 2021, 2022, and Avengers comes out later this year. Even though they come out 2 different years, you guys, like the same thing right now. Say, like, whenever Batman is announced, the Batman game, that's gonna get like the biggest news thread of all time, and take a lot of, maybe not all, but a lot of attention away from Avengers. We already know a bunch of people are looking forward to that one.
But depending on when it's released, that is.
We'll cross our fingers, hope for the best. As for the villain, we already saw teases at the end of this game, which, yes, don't let leaks fool you. I do believe that Harry Osborn will, in fact, be this universe's version of Venom, not Eddie Brock, since we did see right here, see, even the model's spinning without me moving the controller. But right here, to prove a point, we have, right here, the good luck card with Eddie Brock right there. Great working with you. So they're already at least allies or know each other in this universe, at least from a working standpoint. So if they introduce Eddie in the sequel, I'd love to see him become Venom. But if anything, no matter what, I don't think they're trying to like pull a fast one or anything. I do believe that is their intention in the sequel, to make Harry at some point Venom. Then the symbiote could always get off of Harry and then go to Eddie and then Peter or something like that. But I think, or reverse that order, Harry, then Peter, then Eddie, or something. I still believe at some point, no matter what, Harry Osborn will be a version of Venom in this game's universe, as well as Norman Osborn hinted at to be the Green Goblin, because we saw that at the end of the game.
Well, I mean, there's so much groundwork for that like it's not even like most of it isn't even in cutscenes.
Yeah, and all like the context of it is in the Osborn penthouse. That whole level, you get so much context with that one mission alone. Like, it's so good.
In the Grand Central Terminal level as well, you have teasers towards the Green Goblin.
So clean. Sorry, gotta admire the greatness of this game. Oh boy.
Rikers, we have to hurry. Hop on.
That's the thing. No. Yeah. That's the thing. The ladder, I think. Like, he, in this universe, he's never fought Doc Ock before, which is one of the main reasons why I love this game so much, is that even though he is 8 years into his career, he still gets to experience the origin of one of his most infamous foes throughout this narrative. And I get some people may be a bit detested from that, but I think it's a really great portrayal of the character in this version. And I think it's the same thing. The symbiote has never interacted with Peter before. He's never seen a symbiote in this game's universe, and I don't think it's an alien. I think it's more taking towards the ultimate route of it being like a scientific experiment.
I mean, they already said that this universe was largely based off of Ultimate anyway,
right.
even though I struggle to find a lot of the comparisons.
Right.
Unless you're looking at like his background
they mainly
stuff,
said that in the way of how it relates to Ultimate, in the sense that it's a new version of the character, but still stays honest to the core traits of Peter. And the same thing goes for like the Ultimate Universe as well, where it's like, this is Peter that we know already, but in a way that's a bit new and fresh.
I guess you could look at it from that perspective, but even then, you could easily just say, "Oh, 616 for like."
Ooh, this suit's clean. I'm sorry. You guys don't understand. I've been playing Persona 5 Royal this whole time, which is already like a 100+ hour long game, and now I'm just starting to play Spider-Man again. It's literally all I'm playing. Josh knows this. I'm on my PS4 just playing Persona 5 Royal. It's literally a mess.
Being a weeb, bro.
I'm sorry, I can't help it, bro. It's too good. It's a masterpiece. Literally, like, everyone says the same thing about Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's me. Like, I either decided, do I get Final Fantasy VII Remake or Persona 5 Royal? And even though I already played the original Persona 5, I still had to get Royal because it's incredible.
You goof, boyo!
I know! I can't choose between... No, it's not Persona 5 Battle Royale Ultimate Spider-Man. That's amazing, though. That's incredible. Who knows? That could be the next game. Yes, dude! It's what the fans need. It's what I need to survive. Oh boy.
You know what I need? I need your sustenance.
The sus? More like Cloud Strike, the sauce. You know what? I don't know if this is the best mission to play right now with police riots and prisoners breaking out, but okay.
You telling me? I'm fighting a bunch of Sable dudes right now.
We're all playing the game at the same time, which is hilarious.
Well, I beat the story. I'm just like doing like one of like the Sable crime thingies.
Wow.
These boys need to stop with their toys.
But yeah, in other news, or any other questions you guys may have, feel free to ask us. And again, we'll, if you're just joining, thank you for joining. But we'll also try to have a public PS4 party that you, the viewers, can join in and talk to us as much as you want about whatever you guys feel like you want to. And we will try and make it as open and available to all you guys as much as possible. So that'll be fun. Was there anything about Spider-Man PS4 that disappointed you when first playing through it? And so great question from Statics. Little nitpicks here and there with some parts of the story, but mainly, which is still something we're all, I think, in unison upset about, is that the 2016 cafe scene was not in the final game.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say MJ.
They cut that out for... What was it gonna... Oh, MJ?
I was hoping he was gonna say MJ.
No, I know that's a problem with some of the guys in the Spidey Squad with MJ's character. I think
that's a problem with a lot of people.
A lot of people, yes. And the MJ missions. I still like her character, and I understand why, though, people don't like it in the game, or at least aren't fond of it as much as, say, like the Raimi version, or even like Gwen Stacy from the Amazing Spider-Man movies, as an example, but... I still like who I was. One thing I will say, as a nitpick, I wish they didn't get Laura Bailey. And I hate to say that because I really do like Laura Bailey as a voice actress, but notice how they have Josh Keaton in this game, but they don't have him as Spider-Man. That's the thing, though, because he's Electro, so they still used his talent as a voice actor, but made him a smaller role, and then they gave the highlight role of Spider-Man to Yuri Lowenthal. So same thing, Laura Bailey has always been like the core, you know, female-led cast, and she's also in The Last of Us Part 2 right now as a character, which I will not say. But, you know, basically she's like one of the go-to actresses within the voice industry, which is great, and she's Black Widow in Avengers. But that's great because that shows how talented she is. But I wish they had gotten someone a bit less unknown or a bit less, you know, noticeable to voice MJ, because in my opinion I think they could have gone with someone possibly like a few off the top of my head, mainly from Persona 5, is Erica Harlacher, or possibly Laura Post, or Cassandra Lee Morris. Like, any of those are a bit more on the unknown side. But Laura Bailey has always been the character like that, and she did a good job in this game. I just would have preferred someone else. But mainly, flaws in the game is no parkour scene in the cafe. MJ, I wish, was maybe voiced by someone a bit more. I still appreciate the voice acting portrayal, though, from Laura Bailey. And maybe a little bit more attention on scenes, I guess, involving not Aunt May, but maybe like Miles Morales and stuff. Because now, in the DLC, which is what they did, to avoid that, is that now they have all the setup for how he's going to become Spider-Man in the sequel through the DLC with the phone calls. So instead of having you know, train Miles specifically through the missions, there will be the phone calls through DLC that gave that context. So Peter was training Miles through the times of the DLC, so they won't have to focus on it that much during the second game. So he'll already be trained enough and stuff like that. But maybe a little bit more of a focus to see him do spider stuff would be cool. And what I appreciate, which I think a lot of us can agree with, is that if you guys have been reading the comic books for Spider-Man, the City at War and Black Cat Strikes and Velocity, they give a lot of cool context to the overall characters of the game, like Black Cat and even Doc Ock as well, and seeing what they were doing when Peter wasn't around. So I really appreciate that stuff. So if we were to get some more missions of Peter, which I really like, but more open, more expandable. I think that would be cool to do that. And they tried to do that in the Silver Lining DLC with the scene where Peter is walking after the Hammerhead thugs, and he goes to investigate by doing like Peter Parker work. And it's funny because Insomniac said, well, it wouldn't make sense if you see Peter Parker swinging around the city in his everyday clothes, because then they'll know who he is. Like, well, I get that, but then there could be a way to get around that, like what they did with the ESU suit. It's pretty much Peter Parker clothing, but with his Spider-Man mask on. But in the sequel, if they do, which I'm hoping for still, open world Peter Parker gameplay and side missions as Peter and Spider-Man, I need that, because that will add a lot more depth and immersion to the overall world of the game. And same thing goes for Miles. Say you could switch like GTA 5, you're playing as Peter, or Miles, or whoever else they decide to put in the game that's playable, hopefully Black Cat. Ryan, Intar, if you're watching, you know what to do. That would be incredible. How do I play the Iron Man VR demo? Sup, I'm Cancer. Thank you for the comment. I have played the demo actually at Comic-Con, so not on my PSVR at home. I got to play it at San Diego Comic-Con, and literally, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Iron Man VR is going to be one of the best VR games ever made. It literally is so fluid with the controls and the way on how you can fly around as Iron Man with the Move controllers. It's sick. Like, honestly, I'm not trying to overplay that. It's sick. Daily Spider-Man Unlimited, huge shout out to him. He's incredibly awesome and runs a great account on Twitter with clearly Daily Spider-Man Unlimited content. Lisa Loeb as MJ, who, if you guys don't know, is the MJ who, or is the actress who played MJ in Spider-Man the new animated series, which, respect, literally the best. I don't want to hear no flack, no. Don't even bring up Marvel's Spider-Man on Disney XD. I don't even want to. Sorry, nope. Which I've seen the third season of. I believe it's the third season. Maximum Venom. I've seen like the first 2 episodes, and it's so mind-numbing to me. I'm like, why am I torturing myself with this? But it's because I want to expect the best. Because you know, I have like a little bit of faith. Like, it's Spider-Man. It could be that bad, right? And it's the final season, so maybe they hold their stuff together. But who knows?
The final season?
Yeah, this is indeed the final season of the show. But no, it's just as bad. Oh, this guy is stuck in a cell? Yeah, from what I've heard.
Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense, because Kevin Feige's taking over everything, so they have to...
Right, that's right! I forgot about that. Yes, correct. So for those viewing, what Andrew's saying is that each new episode of Marvel Spider-Man on Disney XD of Maximum Venom is instead where they were like 22-minute long episodes like every cartoon is. This cartoon series is an hour-long episode, and it's not 22 episodes anymore. It is, I believe, 6 episodes, 1 hour each. So that way it's more concise and gives them more time to explore the characters, I suppose.
I think it's also because they're probably doubling down, like, it's probably going up on TV, but also it's going up on Disney Plus.
Right.
That's probably why. Also, Rhino, what's up with that design, dude?
And I guess to answer, I think it was Static's question, or no, Georgie, I forget the name, but whoever asked the question, another factor I'd like to see be improved upon in the next game, or at least the factor I was a little bit, tiny bit though, displeased with, is the parkour. We need more expansive parkour in the sequel, for sure, because...
don't get me started on parkour.
Next win.
Don't get me started on
because
parkour.
Josh, fun fact, Josh can do parkour in real life, so he's obviously an expert at that.
Hey, don't expose me like that. Don't expose me like that.
He's calling out the skills. You gotta show the skills to the boys, bro. It's a fact.
Hey, don't put on my berries, Frank.
Just seeing that, even though again, that was an Unreal Engine demo that we saw, the PlayStation 5 gameplay, that wasn't Insomniac's engine, so they have a different way on how they make their gameplay look. I do think that the sequel of Spider-Man will look just as good as that gameplay demo did for the Unreal Engine 5. And obviously, they know themselves what to expand upon with Insomniac, so they've looked at fan feedback. They obviously have a plan of what they want to explore within the sequel, both for gameplay and story. And I'm sure that if they do that, mainly for the traversal, with more options with swinging and parkouring and wall crawling, I definitely think they'll be all set.
That wall crawling need to be fixed up, because that wall crawling in the game is ass.
Come on, Spider-Man.
Do I like Final Fantasy? One-Eye Ghoul? I do. I just haven't played Final Fantasy VII Remake yet. I'm not like a massive fan. I just kind of like enjoy it from time to time. Tifa's canon though, so anyone who says otherwise clearly is insane. I'm kidding. I know my boy Carlos Escobosa would rip me to shreds. He's an Aerith shipper for sure with Cloud. But my boy Zach needs more screen time in the next part if he comes back. Somehow.
Are you talking about Yuri Lowethal's character?
No, Zach Fair, the black-haired soldier from Final Fantasy VII. Yuri Lowenthal plays someone.
He plays that dude bro guy.
Oh, he plays Johnny. Yeah, he plays the redhead Johnny in the game. Yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, he's not redheaded. I think he has like brown hair or something. He doesn't have red hair.
The giant red hair mohawk guy?
No, he has like he has like shades and he's like, I think he wears like a blue jacket or something like that.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. But yeah, anyways, Final Fantasy is very cool. I'm not like a massive diehard fan, but I'm still interested to see where the next game goes. What I've seen of the remake is very interesting. I haven't played it yet, but I appreciate them kind of doing something new. Like, it's literally a remake, so it's not just retelling the same game over again. They're remaking the story.
And they're adding in new stuff.
And new stuff, so that's very cool to see. I know hardcore OG Final Fantasy VII fans may not like that, but I think it's an interesting twist. Unlike Persona 5 Royal, where it literally is...
exact thing all over again, that's kind of lame.
What? Yeah, like, kind of doing that over again is a bit... Which is why...
Like, why would you want the exact same thing all over again?
Right, which is why I love Persona 5 Royal so much, because it is the same thing, but they also did a complete 180 with the story in certain parts of the narrative. So, like, they did stuff with the main character that wasn't in the original game, and this new character, Kasumi, who's canon. I don't care what anyone says, Kasumi is canon for sure. They're literally Japanese Peter Parker and Mary Jane, so I don't know what anyone's talking about. It's crazy. They added on a whole new semester of school in the game, which if you guys have played Persona 5, you know what I'm talking about. And a new character, which is incredible. Not just Kasumi, but another confidant you get to interact with, named Dr. Maruki, and he's one of the best characters in the game, so it's amazing. Cutscene's playing out, so I'll read the chat. And again, thank you all for joining the stream, having fun, and donating. It means a lot, and I hope you're all doing fine and staying safe. I hope you're all doing okay during this time. $5 from the initiative again. I'm sorry, PS4 Miles and MJ, not a fan. I hope MJ gets pregnant in the sequel. Wow.
I hope.
Okay.
Hold on, wait.
So Carlos is spitting facts, and again, for anyone who wants to hear that, the initiative again, Carlos Escobosa, go subscribe to him. He's incredible. PS4 Miles and MJ, not a fan. I do hope Mary Jane gets pregnant in the sequel, though. I understand. I definitely understand Miles because of how well Into the Spider-Verse handled his character versus the game. Not saying the game was bad. I really do enjoy this version of Miles Morales. But if I had to choose between Into the Spider-Verse Miles or PS4 Miles, Into the Spider-Verse Miles, hands down. But Mary Jane in the game, I still really appreciate her character being more independent, and I do like how they resolve their tensions with Peter and Mary Jane on the rooftop of the burning building after they kind of have a fight, and then they kind of explain each other's viewpoints to one another. It kind of comes around within the finale of the game, so I really do like that. But Miles, I do agree, Miles needs to become more independent going forward, and in the sequel, when he is Spider-Man, most likely, he'll probably have a lot to go off of, and maybe he'll disobey Peter's, guidance or something and do something on his own or whatever. So, interesting.
Can I jump on this real quick, fam?
Yes.
Oh, of course he is. You don't just set that up and not do nothing with it.
But yeah, Josh, sorry, you go. Yeah.
First, I just want to say, man, you talking about you want her to get pregnant? Money, listen, money. Look, I want her to stay her ass in Symkaria and either get caught up in a
bro.
Let me not say let me not, because that's gonna be too harsh of a joke for sure.
You already said it though. Like she'll stay in the war zone.
As long as,
oh man.
Just stay in Symkaria as long as possible, because I honestly think she's gonna be in there at least. For
no disrespect on it. No disrespect on MJ's character for the game, but I do think that is their intention. For anyone says for anyone who says MJ will return in the sequel, I don't know, because they made it sound like she'll be, because what she says throughout the whole game, she wants to be her own hero. She wants to stand up for others in her own way, opposed to Peter, where Peter's doing it from you know, behind a mask. She's saying she wants to do it more publicly with her journalism, exposing the injustices of the world and telling that through reporting. And what she says, like, after the whole Silver Sable fiasco and Silver Lining, she's like, I want to go to Symkaria and expose this for what's going on to make a statement for people who aren't exposed to this. So I do think in the sequel she might still be there, and this is where I think we will get the introduction of Gwen Stacy in the sequel, who I do think is alive in this universe. Now, is Gwen Stacy the same age as Miles Morales, though, or Peter Parker? That's the question, so honestly, I don't know.
Honestly, if you introduce Gwen Stacy, don't even bother having her, like...
Doc Ock looking like a beast? He just unleashed the coronavirus in Times Square, though. That's not cool.
Who said that? Who said that? They need to be stopped.
Not me.
Who said that?
Not me, not me.
Who said...
Not me or nothing. Whew.
I'm just gonna clip that and I'm just gonna post that on Twitter.
Well, they'll be like on Twitter, like the "Is this you?" post. So like that. No. Now Aunt May's got it too. Social distancing. Anyways, God, that's so painful to see that. Especially knowing how amazing Nancy Lenari is, who, if you guys don't know, is the actress who plays Aunt May, both the face model and the voice of Aunt May in this.
And she also voices her in the cartoon,
Sadly, yes. And she does a better job in the game than the cartoon, but yeah, it's
honestly,
it's
she's really good in the cartoon as well. She's good in the cartoon as
Just the version of her, because she acts all hip in the cartoon, like, oh...
Well, I mean, that's...
Want to hang out? It's like that meme. Wait, do you know that Simpsons meme? Wait, do you know that Simpsons meme for anyone watching where he's like, I'll crump with you, sweetie, where Marge is talking to Bart like that? Like, that's pretty much Aunt May in the show. I'm not kidding. It's too much.
Well, to be fair, Aunt May, they've been kind of trying to, like, turn Aunt May into something like that for the past, like, decade, especially since Ultimate. Because Ultimate, they made her younger and they made her a bit more...
The Ultimate cartoon? Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the Ultimate.
Oh, the comics? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because she still has her. Yeah, because she still acts like she still acts like 616, like classic, like Lee Ditko Aunt May, like a doting like mom. She still acts like that in Ultimate, but she definitely is very much more in touch with the times, and she's a lot
one
more,
with her inner self. Her inner youth.
And she definitely, and she learns to become more loose over time as well.
That would be incredible. Well, to read a comments, I didn't see it before. Sorry, from Jack Ireland, my man. Who would your ideal casting for Harry in the sequel be?
Just have the voice actor who played
whoever played him in this game, because they have a voice for him already, so they cast him already, so they'll bring him back. Which again, I love, because again, you would think, oh, Max Mittelman, who voices Harry Osborn in the cartoon, be Harry in the... No, but again, it's someone different, which is... I love that. It's someone new who doesn't get the spotlight as normal actors would. Like, oh, who do you think of when you think of voice actors in the gaming industry? Oh, Troy Baker, Nolan North, literally the main two. Probably Travis Willingham as well. And Roger Craig Smith. Those are like the main four that I think of when thinking of voice actors in the industry.
As soon as I heard Travis Willingham, I instantly groaned. I'm like, oh god.
Oh boy, he plays Kingpin in this game, who's phenomenal. But he voices Thor.
The same exact voice.
Yes, I do understand. Although I will say his performance as Two-Face in Batman: The Telltale series is phenomenal. So
it's really good, but it's just the same thing where it's the same voice. I'm like, oh my god.
Right. Like, bro, can you not?
Anybody else for this?
Yes, I understand that, but I still appreciate him for what he does. But again, like, that's the thing though. Would you cast him as, like, say, Bruce Wayne? Like, is he a Bruce Wayne-abled role to fulfill? You know, like
Travis Willingham?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
hell the fuck
that's what I'm saying. So it's not like a voice act. That's exactly what I'm saying though for Harry Osborn. So they're not choosing a known actor like Travis Willingham to be Harry Osborn or Max Mittelman to be Harry Osborn. You're choosing someone who is still a voice actor, but not used as often. So, like, and that's why I appreciate, like, that's what I was saying with MJ before, like Erica Harlacher or Cassandra Lee Morris or Jeremy Lee are all possible options for Mary Jane, but they never use them. They use Laura Bailey since she's the go-to voice actress. And that's nothing on her. That just shows how talented she is, how much people want her to play their roles in the games that they make, but still, I would appreciate someone a bit fresh that hasn't been given the spotlight, which is why, for me, Yuri Lowenthal is my definitive Spider-Man, because of how incredible his performance is.
Oh wait, I have a question. It's not even like just really like a big discussion piece. It's just because I can't remember her name.
Oh,
for the
sure,
life of
go
me.
for it. We'll wear another suit now too. We'll do Noir.
She's a voice actress. Fucking. I think she voiced Aloy in
Yes,
in Horizon.
Ashley Birch.
Yeah. Yes, that's who I wanted for
and
MJ.
also, which I don't know if you guys are a fan of or not. I'm personally a fan of it. Life is Strange. She voices Chloe.
Oh my god, that game series. Oh my god.
Do you like it?
One of my favorite game series of all time.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Like, honestly, like, anyone else in the chat, too, I encourage you guys to play Life is Strange, even though I know it's a huge meme fest. I still really appreciate it.
That's just gonna make your ass cry like a baby.
Yeah, like the ending of Life is Strange, the first season, I have not played the second season, but the first season with Chloe and Max is phenomenal.
Oh, yeah, it's...
Everyone says the second season sucks, so I'm like, yeah, I'll skip that.
Oh, you talking about with the kid?
Yeah, with the brothers and the border.
I got the third season, which is like a prequel, where it's just on with Chloe and Rachel, and I didn't start playing it yet, but I.
Oh, Before the Storm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before the Storm is clutch.
Cause I'm like, Chloe is that bitch along with Max, but that's besides the point.
Now we got the see. Now what's going on? Is this even the right game to play during this time? Now we're Spider-Man beating up the authorities. Take it back to the people.
I mean, hey.
Right.
Hey.
All units, emergency food supplies are being raided. Location is north end of Chinatown.
Oh, of course.
Woo. No, you mean like with full on? No, with a move set and everything? Oh, for sure.
Yes, I think so. Yes. 100%, because like I said, you don't set up something like that and then just like, hey, yeah, we're gonna just set something up you guys want and not do anything with it. Oh boy.
Ooh.
Hey, look,
Star Wars
look. We don't have to talk. Hey, yo, we're not talking about Star Wars because I'm gonna get heated.
Clone Wars though, and see now, guys, now again. We're just talking about whatever we want, so feel free to join in on the chat if you want, either, Black Lives Matter or everything. We're just here to have fun, but also bring, positivity to the movement. But yeah, Clone Wars, though, Dave Filoni needs to control everything related to Star Wars.
Well, you say that, and that's pretty much like where they're starting to push at. They're starting to like kind of push Jon Favreau,
yes.
Dave Filoni, and I think Taika Waititi as well. They're going to start pushing them like to kind of oversee all the Star Wars stuff. Which I'm like, thank Christ, because Kathleen Kennedy needs to get out.
Yeah,
she needs to get out. She does not understand anything about Star Wars. She won't. They're not going to fire her. They're not. Because they don't have anyone else in mind to take her place. That's the only reason why she's still there.
Right.
And I don't think anyone else wants to work at Lucasfilm because it's in a weird spot right now.
Oh wait, sorry to bother you, Evan. Could I join the party from Spider-Man Unlimited? Yeah, we'll definitely have. It's almost been an hour since streaming, so we'll try and get like a few more minutes, and
let
then
this homeboy join because I actually want to know what this man sounds like.
Let in the people. Yeah, we will do this, and Spidey Unlimited, DM me on Twitter because you follow me on Twitter. DM me your PS4 username, and then I'll try and invite you afterwards. We'll do this base, and then we'll try and get more people in.
Tell him to DM it to me, and then I'll suggest him, and then you can just add him.
Oh, okay, that's easier then. So DM Josh on Twitter, Spidey Skaterboy on Twitter, and then we will easily invite you. And there's also a private spot actually open right now, since we were actually going to have another Spidey Squad member, Spidey Stretch, join in, but he's actually working today, so we have a free spot open right now, actually.
Wait, he started working?